Jai Hind everyone. Welcome to the lecture series on software engineering. Subject code is BCS 603. Myself Rekha Baghel, Assistant Professor, Computer Science and Engineering Department, Garg Engineering College, Ghaziabad. The topic of today's lecture is unlocking system requirements with use case diagrams. So, in this lecture, we will discuss about what are the use cases, what is the importance of use cases for discovering the system requirements, and how we can design a use case with respect to any problem statement. So basically use cases defines the system functions and the processes that representing the user goals and how the system achieves them. So basically these use cases are used to identify or define the system functions or the system requirements. So in this for defining the use cases, we need to identify the user who is going to interact with the system. So each use case should have a clear descriptive name and reflects its purpose. So before designing our use case, we need to identify what is going to be declare the name, what is going to be have the name for the use case, and these use cases can be of the different granularity labels. Like we can define the use cases in depth or in the high level, or you can say it's a overview of the use case. So granularity is depend on the user or the use case designer. So which label the use case is going to be designed. So these use cases can be of high level or the detailed or the specific steps. So after these use cases, the scenario outline the different paths within a use case. So these scenario is basically categorized into three types, like main success, alternate, and exceptions. So basically these scenario reflect which type of actions is performed by the use cases. If the use case is going to be correct as per the ideal path, then we declare it as a main success. If the use case is a minority, is a little bit deviate from the main path, then it is considered as some variation of the use case. And if the use case is properly deviate from the main path, then it is known as the exception. So the main goal of the use case is to represent the what the user want to achieve. So in this use cases, we mention the interaction between the users, which is known as the actors, with the system. So for creating the use cases, we need to follow some steps. The first step for preparing the use case is to identify the actors and the use cases. So basically these actors are the persons, or the it is not only the persons, the actors can be of any machine, or you can say any device which utilize these use cases. For example, printer can be any printing devices can be actors. So these when we prepare the use cases, we need to define the system boundary, to clarify what is inside and what is outside the system. So first point is, first we need to identify the actors and use cases. So this word use cases is basically represent the functionality of the system, functionality of the software. So if there are mainly 10 functions or 10 modules of a software, so we need to prepare at least 10 use cases for that particular software. So, next point is after defining the system boundary to identify what is inside and what is outside. Next, we need to use various types of diagrams using the standardized notation. So, these diagrams are used to identify the actors to display in the this boundary, inside the boundary and outside the boundary, and these identify actors and use cases, determine who interact with the system and what their goals are. Next is define system boundary, clarify what is inside and what is outside the system. Next, we will draw the diagram using the different UML notations to represent actors, use cases and relationship. And after and at the end of this, we describe use cases, write detailed specifications for each use case. So, these are the main components of the use cases. So, we can categorize the actors. So, actor can be categorized into two types, like first is primary actor and second one is secondary actor. So, basically a primary actor is the main user or the entity which is interacting with the system, like customer is directly interacting with the system, admin, doctors. So, these are the main actors or the primary actors of the softwares. Next category is secondary actor. So, basically these secondary actors are the external users or external systems of services which is interacting with the system, like payment gateway, database. Whenever we serving some, we using some online shopping sites, before purchasing the any product, we need to order that particular product, and after that we move to the payment gateway. So, these are the payment gateway is used to do some payment type of functions with the customer. So, these payment gateway databases are considered as the secondary actors. So, first step is to identify the actors of the proposed project, and after that we can categorize these actors into two types, primary actor and secondary actor. So, next step is use cases. So, use cases are use cases are the main functionality or the services provided by the system, and these services provided to the actors from the system. So, each use case is an oval shape. So, in UML diagram, we use the oval shape to represent the use cases, and these actors are represented by some symbol like this. Okay, with this symbol we represent the actors, and oval shape represent the use case. System boundary is represented by some rectangular shape box. So, these actors put outside this boundary, actors, and all the use cases we keep inside this boundary, system boundary. So, relationships. When we talk about the relationship between the actors and the use cases, so we utilize different types of relationships. Like first relationship is association. So, first relationship is association. So, this association connects the actors with the use cases to show interactions. So, this is the solid line which we use to show the interaction between the actors to the use cases. So this is the we use the solid line like this, and here it is a use case. So we represent like this. This is the use case. So we represent this using this solid line like this. Okay. So this is the association. This point is known as association. Next relationship is extend, or we can say this is known as the exclude. We represent it extend, and this represents the optional. Okay. Next relationship is include and extend relationship. So basically, include relationship is used when the mandatory dependencies, like it is the login. If user is login their account, and if user login their account, and if he wrongly entered the password, then this function is called like, that is a invalid password, and we can say it is represented by dashed arrow, which is hash include, dashed arrow, and it is represented by include. So basically this this include represents the mandatory dependencies. Whenever we use this use case by default call this use case. So it is mandatory to include this use case. So this type of use cases are included by this symbol, and we use dash 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 this symbol to represent the include. And next one is extend. So dashed arrow with extend is used to represent optional behavior based on the conditions. Like whenever you are going through some shopping site, and if you purchase some item from that shopping site, at that time, if some type of discount is provided by the company or the service provider, then you can avail that discount. So this discount is a use case that is not mandatory, but it can be provided by the service provider based on some conditions. So at that time you can say we can use this purchase item. This is the use case, and we can here we can use extend, or here we can discount. So this is the discount. So this is the relationship between the between the two use cases, where one use case is not mandatory called by the main use case, it is optional basis. If discount is provided by the company, then purchase item use case will call this discount. So next one is generalization. It is represented by the solid lines with hollow triangles, and it shows the inheritance between the actors or the use cases. So basically, if the actors are further divided into subcategories, then we can utilize this generalization. Like we can divide the customer into two categories. First is the visiting user, and the second one is the registered users. So these type of categories are represented by the generalization, which is a solid line with hollow triangle. Next one is system, a label inside the system boundary indicating the system's name. We use this label to represent the use cases. So this is the example how we can use include and extend. So this is the login. If login field, then authentic. So login include this type of relationship, include relationship. Authentication is automatically called when you log in your account, and login invalid password. So it is a extend. So it might be possible that there is no window is showing that invalid password. So it is a extend type of. So login is the base use case and invalid password is the extended use case. So we can now see some real world use cases diagram. Like use case diagrams are applicable across different types of domains. For example, e-commerce websites. If we are using the e-commerce website, so first step is to find the key actors of the e-commerce website. So actors are the customers, administrators, and payment gateway. If we talk about the library management system, so in this case the actors are the librarian, member, and the book. And if we talk about the hospital management system, so in this case the main actors are doctors, patients, and administrators. For example, for the online banking system, so in this case the main actors are customer, bank employee, and external payment system. So if we talk about the book bank use cases, so in book bank use cases, we need to identify the actors and concern use cases. So in for the mentioning the name for the use cases, I have earlier told that it is desirable to use the verb for mentioning the use cases. So like these are the use cases: book underscore issue, book return, book order, book entry, search book details. So these are the names of the different use cases for the book bank project, and the actors involved are student, librarian, and vendors. So these are the use cases. So this is the use case which is representing the ATM system. So in this case, for the ATM system, there are the three actors. First is customer, second one is technician, and third one is bank. So these are the main actors. So the detailing of the use cases is depend on the developer of the these use cases. We can draw the use case in detail if we want. So it is depend on the developer what type of detailing he is going to include in the use case. So here we have used few functionalities of the ATM system. So main functionalities are going to be become the use cases of for this project. So main functionalities are check balance, withdraw, cash deposit, check deposit, make deposit, restock cash and receipt paper, and collect cash and check. So these customers can access these use cases. Customer can check balance, can withdraw and make deposit. So for using this functionality, for depositing the amount, he can deposit the cash or he can deposit the check. So these are the mandatory functionalities included in this use case. So we provided it with include option. So technician can use restock cash and the collect cash. The bank actor can access these functionalities. So this is the use case for ATM system. Next use case is for the showing the customer which is use the some shopping sites, online shopping. So here we have including the name of the system or name of the use case. Web customer, we have divided the web customer into two categories, registered customer and the new customer. And for representing this, so this is the diagram which is representing this type of relationship, generalization. We are generalizing the customer into two categories. Registered customer and new customer. And for this, we used this type of symbol. And here, service authentication, identity provider and credit payment system and PayPal. These are the actors, and here these are the actors. And view items, make purchase, checkout and client registers. These are the use cases. So whenever the customer make purchase, the checkout function by default called. So this service is shown by the include symbol here. This is the next diagram which is used for library management system. For library management system, here it is a user, and we can divide this user into two categories. First is staff and second one is student. And here libraries and library database, these are the actors, and inside this different types of use cases are used, like authentication, reserve a book, renew a book, pay fine, feedback, filling up feedback form, and register new user. Whenever register new user use case is called, by default two use cases will be opened: fill up registration form and the get library ID card. So we need to identify which is going to be include in the use case and what is going to be exclude, or you can say extend from the use case. So include option is used to show the mandatory use cases which is going to be called when some use case is called, and exclude, or you can say extend keyword are used, which is show the optional use cases. Like in this case, invalid ID have the delete book record exclude option. It means if the user has the invalid ID, we have an option to delete the book record. Means if the book written by the user have the invalid ID, so we can delete the book record or we can update the book record. We have these two options. These are not the mandatory, but we can choose these type of options to update the record. So these are the brief introduction about the use cases, how we can develop the use cases, and by this use cases, how we can identify the system requirements of the projects. Thank you.